So let's start working a little bit with our UI because we have a lot of things happening and we have no visual indication of what's actually happening. So I'm going to assign a new text, which, let's switch this to 2D, which this is going to be how many bullets we have. Let's say bullets. Let's bring this down. I think I'm just going to keep this on the left side. That's usually what, actually no, on the left side we're going to have our UI. Anyway, let's just keep it here. I'm going to create a new script inside the managers, which I'm going to call UI manager or game UI. Let's delete all of that. Let's add a namespace. I'm going to use a singleton pattern. So that will be public static game UI singleton. Awake, then singleton will be this. For now, let's add a UI, and for now, inside either update or late update, doesn't matter, it's in the UI. I'm also going to use an init method, not server initialized, an init, simple init, where I'm going to be passing the local controller or I'm going to just pass the controller, doesn't matter if it's local or not. Then in late update we can have a reference to public text bullets or current bullets. So that will be current bullets, maximum bullets, and so on. Okay, let's start with those two. Of course, well, we can add health, but code isn't really that fond of health, but we'll see what we're going to do for that later. So, well, first of all, if controller is null, ignore this. But if it isn't, then current bullets dot text will be controller current weapon dot current bullets. Then maximum bullets will pretty much be the same, and that needs to be a string, and that needs to be maximum bullets carrying to string. Okay, there we go. We have our two UI. Let's go and fix that. I know it's the boring stuff now, but we have to do them sooner or later. So let's see how big this is in context of the real UI. Let's write that. Let's make this 24. Let's say 0, 0. Let's call this current bullets. Max bullets. Now here's for this, let's do a divider. And let's make an empty game object. I put it down here, and I'm going to put all of this in here. Then let's fix this. Then let's set this at the center. Set it like that. Then maximum bullets will be on the left side. Let's make it on the center. And current bullets on the right side, like this. Where is the divider? There it is. Yeah, don't read too much into this. We don't really need it. We just for some visual cues for us. I'm going to make this a little bit more beautiful. I'm going to beautify this offline because it's not really that important. I'll just show you the logic of adding this stuff. Then on our controller, and we have all of that. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to make this as public void set active controller. Set active controller will basically mean it will load this as into the crosshair, it will load them into the game UI and all those stuff. Okay, that is for if you want to do replays, or if you want to do ghosts, or if you want to do anything like that. You need to have decoupled your base controller from the local, from the clients and all that. So all clients could be a main controller, so an active controller, and yeah, you'll see this a little bit more in the future. So that will be then game UI dot singleton init with this controller. Okay, so again, for starter, we will start with this set active controller, and that should be it. Let's hit play. Okay, we do not update the local, the maximum bullets we have right now. So let's do this here. We're going to remove this then, so we can use all of that. Then can fire. Let's do an init, public void init weapon, and that will start with just saying maximum bullets carrying base item dot max, or bullets. Yeah, we need to cast this as a weapon again. So here's the thing. This way we don't have to worry about changing this. Now the casting, it's not really that much performance intensive. Like if your project has a problem with just simple casting, well, you know, start looking elsewhere. It's not that. Okay, so that's it for that. Let's see. Let's hit play. And we forgot to assign the init. Yeah, so basically now when we create the runtime item, we can just do this in the constructor public runtime item. Okay, if base item is weapon, the problem is we don't have the base item yet. So we're going to force on the constructor to pass it. So on the runtime item, on the result, pass this. Instead of doing it afterwards, we're just going to pass it over there. Okay, so by itself, it knows that it's going to go through here and it's going to init it. And if it's a weapon, it's going to init that as a weapon. Perfect. And pass all of that. Okay, let's try and hit play just to see that this updates and it moves so fast. Okay, so shoot, reload, shoot, reload, 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 and you have no bullets left, but as you can see, I'm keeping reload. That's an error, so let's fix this as well inside the runtime, inside the reload. And the error is that the difference, the weapon magazine bullets minus bullets, that is, yeah, we do not have this. Will if this is 20 minus 0, it's basically going to return 20 to this. So that will be, you just assign the entire maximum bullets carrying and set them up to 0. And that will do it. Now, one thing is the reload is really instant and we don't want that. So until we have an animation, I'm going to make a new state which is going to be saying public bool. Let's call it is interacting. In this case, it's going to be a reload. So inside the controller, I'm going to do a fake reload, public void fake interaction. I'm calling it fake because we're not going to be using any animations for that, and I'm just going to be an I numerator, you know, fake interaction routine. We're going to be passing a timer, so how much time it's going to take, then float t while t is less than timer or amount or something, t time dot delta time, it's going to be 0, then yield return new, wait for seconds, fake interaction, then float amount, yield return null actually. Then let's do start coroutine, fake interaction routine, amount. So what happens and how do we know what happens once this sent? We're going to just create a delegate for that. Delegate void on fake interaction complete. And for that, we're going to change this later. So fake interaction complete on fake interaction complete. Let's call this callback. We're going to assign the same fake interaction. Let's see, this needs to be public, so we can use this over here, and we want to use this over here as well. Oops. Callback, just pass the same callback over here. Okay, and we're going to do an invoke on that callback. Now, while this is happening, is interacting is going to be true, and while this ends is going to be is interacting equals false. If this is the local and so one more change, let's do if while amount is higher than 0, amount minus time dot delta time. So we're going the other way around, we're not going upwards. So let's say I want to do the reloading. Instead of assigning this, first of all, I'm going to say if is interacting, return, don't do anything. And if you want to reload, we're going to say fake interaction for, I don't know how much time it takes you to reload, 1 second. And the callback for that is going to be current weapon dot reload, and that without the parentheses. Okay, so there it is. We're going to do a fake interaction. Now on the game UI, let's create the interaction. Let's create first of all a text that is going to be saying interaction text. This is going to be removed later, so whatever, it's just till we have those animations. Reload or interaction slider. Okay, and if on late update we have that, well, the easy way to do this will be float interaction amount and string interaction text. This can be public, but we don't really need them outside of the inspector, in the inspector, so we're going to do that then. So let's change this to interaction amount, and interaction amount will be the amount. Okay, then for this we can also pass string for interaction text, and interaction text equals inter text. So the game UI already knows the controller, so it can do maximum bullets, interaction text text equals interaction text, and equals controller dot interaction text. Then if controller actually dot interaction amount is greater than 0, only then enable it. Else we're going to have one simple game object that controls the entire interaction object, and we're going to say interaction object set active to false. Okay, then interaction object. Now we need the interaction slider, but well, I'm going to cheat it a little bit. I don't really want to pass a call from this from the controller right to the game UI. I don't really have to, so I'm just going to say public float interaction max amount, so that interaction max amount will be the base amount without ever changing it. Okay, so on the game UI again, interaction slider dot maximum value will be controller dot interaction max amount, and then interaction slider dot value, or value, exactly the value, that will be controller dot interaction amount until it reaches to 0, where it's just going to stop. Then on the controller we just need to say the name of the interaction in this case, and that will be reloading. Okay, that's for that. And we could do this right on start as well. Instead of saying reload, we could do it right away and say fake interaction reloading. Okay, let's set up the interaction text. This is mostly for debugging stuff till we get the animation, of course. So let's do a slider over here. Let's move this up. Let's raise this a little bit, and I'm going to move this down here. I'm going to delete the handle slide area. We don't need that. That's our yeah, okay, let's fix them. Fill area, and the fill should be I don't like that. It probably should be like that. Fill area and background. We have to delete the background. We have to delete the fill, I believe. Then over here, let's make this black and transparent, something like that. Then for the fill, let's give it a little bit of value. Okay, then over here, let's move this. Let's see, something overshoots. I think it's that. Okay, and let's raise 0. Okay, that will be a slider. Let's create an empty game object that will hold this. Okay, and let's call this interaction object. And inside this, let's copy one of the texts and put it over here, and then drop this as well over here, where we will rename this to interaction slider. Then close that. The divider, let's bring this up over here, and we're going to be saying interaction name. Let's make this to overflow. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, it will look like this. Maybe we can make this white with shadow or outline. Outline, it's a little bit too harsh on the eyes, so let's just use shadow, and maybe let's use something like this color. Let's make it, that's the divider. Let's call this interaction name. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because we're going to change that. I do want to change this, however, and this size should be up till here, and fill area up till here, just so we have it centered. Okay, then on our game UI, let's rename this canvas in game UI, just so we know with one view. Then over here, text, and then the slider. Okay. For the bullets, let's change the colors of this as well to something like that. I'd say current bullets. I'm going to raise it to 35. It will be like this. Okay, let's add the shadow, and let's remove the transparency. Then we can also add the shadow on the interaction name as well. Okay, close that. Okay, so let's hit play. Okay, so there's our reloading. Now, I think we don't reload anymore because, well, we actually do, but let's take a look. Fake interaction, then can fire is interacting equal false. Okay, then that means on the game UI we forgot to enable this, set active to true. Okay, let's see how we are on time. We are on 20 minutes. Okay, good enough. Okay, and you can see that we're firing and we can reload, and we actually get some feedback now that something is actually happening. Okay, so let's finish this part. This is basically the game UI for now, just to see that something is going on. We don't have any more bullets. We could probably fix that, but let's do that later. So yeah, that's it for this part. As always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more series, more of everything, then of course consider supporting my Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things. And the plan is to make this into an actual game and actually go through the entire process from zero to a released game. So I'll see you next time.